Appreciate your coming through. It's good to have you here. Thanks, Dr. Thornton. And if you have some take root here.
It's time that corporate Jacksonville come forward and speak in a unified voice that they too are tired of the violence that's existing in our community, and that they support the need to stop the violence and save the children.
The next buyback will be held January 15th in front of the Pick and Save at Dunn Avenue.
In Miami, a toy gun triggered some terrifying moments for a police officer. Officer Juan Cabrera was responding to a 911 call for help at a domestic disturbance. He says when he arrived, a young boy came up behind him, put a gun to his head and said, quote, "I'm going to kill you." Cabrera says he slowly pushed the gun away, then pushed the 12-year-old boy down. The boy said later, "I was just joking around." The joke, if you want to call it that, is on the young boy. He is facing several charges.
Police say a woman whose body was found in the Ortega River is an apparent murder victim. They've identified the woman as 37-year-old Laura Crady of Jacksonville. Her body was discovered early yesterday. She was nude above the waist. Police say Crady had a criminal record. They also say there is evidence of foul play, but wouldn't be specific.
Traffic slowed to a crawl early this afternoon on I-95 after a log truck overturned and dumped its cargo. The accident happened in St. Johns County in the northbound lane near the Duval County line. Troopers say the semi ran up onto the back of a smaller truck, which had slowed. The accident caused the log truck to flip on its side. Traffic was diverted, as you might well suspect, into a single lane around the accident. Well, that led to a 2-mile backup. The driver of the semi, Harry Johnson, was charged with the accident.
Tow truck drivers, they're often the good guys. They pull us out of the worst possible messes.
That's what Greg Kelly was doing in Orange Park early Sunday morning. It cost him his life. A man who has been charged with drunk driving hit Kelly on the side of the road.
As Toy Ryden shows us, Kelly's family and fellow driver said goodbye today.
He was a tow truck driver for 5.5 years. A wreath made into a tow truck and a packed memorial service are all that remain of Greg Kelly. The 36-year-old was killed Sunday morning. Today, drivers paid tribute with this convoy. His wife and 4 children struggled to make sense of his sudden death.
They can't hold his hand, they can't go fishing, they can't play baseball or basketball with their daddy anymore because of a drunk driver.
That driver is 26-year-old Kevin Harrington. According to police, Harrington slammed into Greg Kelly, who was pulling a car from a ditch along State Road 17.
This is where Greg Kelly lost his life. The timing of his death is riddled with ironies. In just 2 weeks, he was going to quit his towing job to pursue computer work. And just 4 weeks ago, when his infant daughter was born, Greg quit drinking. But it was a drunk driver who slammed into Greg, who suddenly robbed him of life.
And what I've gone through the past few days shouldn't have to happen to another family, ever. We need to fight laws. The laws for drunk drivers are not strict enough.
Folks at First Coast Towing, where Greg worked, are overwhelmed by his death.
Used as senseless. No reason for it. On something like that. He helped me in there on my computer and all. Like I said, he'd come in first day with friends. Helped me out all the time. I know I'll miss him.
Today, owner Walter Hamilton shut down business. He's begun a collection for Greg's widow and their 4 children.
He was a genius when it comes to the hands. Really good.
The money may help, but what the Kellys say they need most is their father back and the nightmare erased.
Because all I hear at night is, in their sleep, they holler out, "I hate you, you killed my daddy, and I want my daddy back. You sent him on a one-way trip, and he'll never be back."
With photographer Mike Kaminsky, I'm Tori Ryden, 17 First Coast News.
Clay County Police arrested Kevin Harrington, charged him with DUI manslaughter. Police say the Green Cove Springs man had a blood alcohol level of .13. Harrington is free tonight on $25,000 bond. Now, as for Katie Kelly, she says she's going to commit herself to Mothers Against Drunk Driving and fight to get those who choose to drink and drive off the streets.
We're so sorry, Katie. A First Coast woman is putting children first.
You're going to meet a lady who is protecting 8 abused or neglected children.
And in sports, the Pistons react to one of their new owners, and FSU's Derek Brooks discusses his future. Terry, Christie?
And Jeff will let us know if these frigid nights will be around for a while.
This is 17 First Coast News with Terry Casey and Christy O'Connor. Weather with Jeff Donald. And sports with Ken Rodriguez. Get it all in 30 minutes.
If you had to live on bread alone, what would it be?
I like a hot roll where the butter just doesn't have a chance.
Our daily bread isn't often enough. I like bread at least 3-4 times a day.
They say that French are great lovers. I think they're great bakers.
You'd think my mom was working here.
At Food Lion, we want you to have the very best, and we want you to pay less. So every loaf of bread we bake comes with our guarantee. The way we see it, when the bread is good, everything's good.
Once a year, and only once a year, the Men's Warehouse has a sale, and this is it. Save an additional 20 to 40% off the Men's Warehouse everyday low prices. Save on thousands of suits, sport coats, slacks, shirts, ties, and shoes. Save on single and double-breasted wool and wool blend suits and sport coats. It takes a Men's Warehouse sale to beat a Men's Warehouse price. I guarantee it.
Copperfield, beyond imagination.
Catch him before he disappears.
David Copperfield vanished in an airplane. David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Now, all new David Copperfield illusions. Realigning logic, redefining magic. Don't miss Copperfield, beyond imagination.
See the magic of David Copperfield live on stage for 2 performances January 6th at the Civic Auditorium. Charge by phone today.
Your psychological symptoms is complex, but your condition is easily treated. You vary all day about your responsibilities, yes? Pressures at work, taking care of your family, the household. You need to clear your mind. 1 hour of laughter before dinner will work wonders. So my prescription is laughter. Just take 2 comedies and call me in the morning. Ha ha ha.
Coach at 5, Cheers at 5:30. Your daily prescription for laughter from 17 JKS.
Every week on this night, we report a story which is devoted to kids. And the idea behind it is, of course, to inspire the community to put children first.
If you want to make a difference in young, fragile lives, there's no better way than through the program we look into tonight. It is called the Guardian Ad Litem program. Ad litem means lawsuit. While the state is suing or investigating, you jump in as protector of an abused or neglected child.
James! James, come here. Right here, don't touch it, James. James! James! Come on, come here.
You can't see the halo over Hope Paul's head, but she's earned one. Hyperactivity and disobedience can be symptoms of abuse and neglect. But Hope not only works through it with these two by spending 2 to 6 hours a week with them. Being a guardian ad litem involves much more.
You go into the home, you monitor what HRS is doing, making sure that their caseworker is actually checking up and keeping the right contact that they should be with the family.
The orders I entered in July remain in full force and effect as to the 2 girls.
When the state has completed its probe, it's time for a judge to decide what happens next to the children. Your word is gold. You make a recommendation.
The judges in the juvenile system here really listen to the guardian and what their opinion is.
Very good.
Though we've agreed not to reveal details in this case, fate has already served Kendretta and James a tragic life that Hope is fighting to change.
Do you really think you've made a large difference in their lives? This child is unrecognizable from the time that I came in. She didn't speak. She didn't laugh. She didn't smile. James is doing great. James is doing well in school, and he is, you know, seems to be a happy, adjusted little boy.
Do you like hanging out with Hope?
Yeah.
How come?
She'd take us to McDonald's.
The most important thing is developing the relationship with the children so they will trust you and they will express their feelings.
Hope has 8 children, not just 2. Now, as a guardian ad litem, you're involved with the children an average of 18 months. The state does a background check on you, checking arrest records and also the child abuse registry. If you would like to get involved, there's a training program which runs 32 hours starting at the end of the month. Call the Guardian Ad Litem program, the number right there on your screen, 630-0991.
What a program. As a footnote, some 550 kids in Duval County alone have guardians.
Absolutely, and David Luckin did a wonderful job in that story.
Super story.
So it's going to stay cold.
We're going to get cold again tonight, but tomorrow, you're going to like tomorrow.
Okay.
Tell you all about it, but I want to begin by showing you some cold. Take you out to Pittsburgh. This is the morning after, and hey, the roads are almost clear. Well, that main highway is anyway. And now, welcome to beautiful downtown Syracuse. They, too, got about 20 inches of snow from that big old nor'easter, and those folks are still digging out. You know what? They're going to get some more. Today's high temperature in Jacksonville, 54 degrees. Our morning low here was 32. And overall today, we were out 10 degrees colder than normal. Right now outside, clear skies, 49 degrees already. Relative humidity, 48%. The winds are dying down. The barometer nice and high and going up tonight under clear third quarter moonlit skies. There's a mouthful. It'll be frosty cold with temperatures dropping to near 30 degrees. Mid-30s over at the beaches. Here's tomorrow's forecast map, and oh boy, here comes more nightmares for the Great Lakes and Chicago and Pittsburgh and Syracuse. A lot of snow, and this area of low pressure scoots on by at the St. Lawrence Valley and swings one cold front through us. The second one will spawn yet another East Coast snowstorm, I think, over the weekend, and then behind it, some colder temperatures for us. Tomorrow, it'll be a splendid day across the First Coast. Sunny blues overhead and temperatures popping back up to the 60s in the afternoon. On the waters tomorrow, there'll be a south breeze at 15 knots. The seas, 2 to 4, a light chop on the inland waterways. The next high tide at 3:36 tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 5-day forecast. Again, tomorrow, it's going to be a gem. Friday begins with sun, but here come clouds and perhaps a late day shower. Certainly showers Friday night into Saturday morning, then clearing out on Saturday, becoming breezy and colder. 50 over the weekend for highs. And Monday we begin to warm up a little bit anyway. To recap tonight, clear and frosty cold, 31. Tomorrow sunny, 64.
Makes you appreciate the warm days, doesn't it? Thanks, Jeff.
And we'll be right back.
The Florida Prepaid College Program lets you freeze the rising cost of college with monthly payments you make now. The younger your child, the smaller the payments. And there's even a new out-of-state college benefit. Now, you can be ready for college when your kids are. The deadline is January 14th. Call 1-800-552-GRAD or visit any First Union National Bank branch. And obviously, the sooner, the better.
Ocean Spray Refreshers. There's a new wave of refreshment. Your kind of refreshment. A different kind of juice drink that's not too sweet. Refreshers with the refreshment of citrus. So it tastes crisp, light, not too sweet.
This is different.
In citrus, peach, and other great flavors you'll love. Citrus refreshment you'll crave. Try Ocean Spray Refreshers juice drinks.
Never before, never in carpet retailing history have savings been so big, selection so impressive. New York Carpet World's Big Sale, truly extraordinary. The biggest savings ever on the world's best carpets. The Big Sale, price cuts so drastic they can never be repeated. Padding is free, credit's free, with no money down and no payments for a whole year. Yes, no money down with no payments till 1995. The sale that surpasses all others. The savings you dare not miss. The Big Sale ends Saturday at New York Carpet World.
Whenever you meet somebody you think you might like, everybody's got to put their 2 cents in.
I think life's too short. If you think he's cute, just tackle the big galoot.
Of course, with Suzanne, you always get at least a quarter.
What I hate is when you're out on a first date and his dentures don't fit, so the restaurant has to puree his meat for him.
On the next Designing Women.
Weeknights at 11:35 on 17 JKS.
Military families with loved ones at sea can send messages to them, get this, by way of Mars.
I've heard something about that before. The military affiliate radio station, or Mars as it's called, is the focus of tonight's military update.
Roger,
Patch terminated this handoff, over.
Cecil Field's Mars station was brought back online shortly before Christmas after several years off the air. Local radio buffs, both civilian and military, helped get the station back on the air by donating time and equipment. The project proved to be a holiday success.
During the holidays, it was quite busy out here. We serviced more than 27 vessels out there, and we were able to do at least 175 phone patches.
The Mars station can transmit to ships worldwide. A written letter can take over 2 weeks, while a Mars message is usually delivered within 48 hours. The station also allows those on board a ship to place calls through standard telephone lines through a special hookup. Now, if you'd like a story, have a story to send us, get it on our update. Let us know at First Coast News, 9117 Hogan Road. That's at 32216, the zip. And fax us if you can, 642-4128.
Big temptation for top-flight college players is to look to the pros.
Winning a national championship is both good and bad. The bad being some of your top players leave before their time's up. William Floyd for the FSU Seminoles already is stating that he's leaving. Corey Sawyer, he's going to go. Now Derek Brooks has got to make up his mind. He says he'll do it Saturday. So the good thing about winning the national championship is winning it. FSU All-American linebacker Derek Brooks has made up his mind about turning pro, but won't announce his decision until Saturday afternoon. Now expect him to say he's leaving school, even if Brooks said after the Orange Bowl that he'd be staying. This afternoon, he sounded like a guy who thinks he's accomplished all that he can at FSU, including winning the national title.
That's what I wanted to come to college for, and that's one of the goals. Just to get my degree, and, I'm on track to do that also. So I feel, that, I don't want to say right now, but, I feel good. I don't feel bad about the decision that I've made.
He's probably going. Brooks has already told Coach Bowden that he's going to do it. Meanwhile, reports out of Auburn, Alabama indicate that running back James Bostic will skip his senior season and enter the NFL draft. Bostic, who played in his high school football in Fort Lauderdale, was a first-team All-SEC pick this year after rushing for 1,205 yards and 12 touchdowns and helped Auburn to an undefeated 11-0 record. Well, what else is new? The Texas A&M athletic program has been placed on 5 years probation by the NCAA and barred from postseason play and television appearances for 1 year after an investigation turned up improper aid to student athletes in the form of no-show jobs and other benefits. The Aggies were also cited for lack of institutional control. This is only the second time that a school has ever been placed on a 5-year probation. Authorities in Houston say that Oilers defensive tackle Jeff Alm was legally drunk the night he committed suicide after his best friend died in a car crash. The incident happened last December 14th on a Houston city highway. Meanwhile, San Francisco 49ers wideout Jerry Rice was named the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year by the Associated Press. He also won the award in 1987. Rice had an amazing season this year with 98 catches for 1,503 yards. Teammate Dana Stubblefield was voted Defensive Rookie of the Year. Stubblefield, a defensive tackle, led the team with 64 tackles and 10.5 sacks. And it looks as though Jacksonville's Vince Coleman will be getting a fresh start. The former Mets outfielder was traded to the Royals for Kevin McReynolds this afternoon. Coleman's career with the Mets ended last season after he threw fireworks at a fan after a game with the Dodgers. The team official said he'd never play another game for the Mets. Baseball, apple pie, and Michael Jordan. It's a possibility. The basketball wondered answered questions today.
In terms of playing baseball, and I've done some things in terms of hitting practice and batting practice and out in the outfield and all-star games. And if I ever get a chance just to try out and go to a spring training camp and just be around some of the guys and get some of those feelings that I missed, I would do it.
And Isaiah Thomas, former player for the, playing for the Pistons right now. Players are reacting to the fact that he's going to be part owner of the team. We'll show you that at 11 tonight.
All right, Ken. Thanks a lot.
We'll be right back.
Put your life on cruise aboard the Emerald Princess. Each cruise is filled with fine dining, exciting dancing, and live entertainment, plus all the thrills of a complete international cruise. We'll put the wind back in your sails in grand fashion. Our staff is just waiting to pamper you, so give us a call. The Emerald Princess sails daily from downtown Fernandina Beach, Florida. For reservations, call 1-800-840